Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it is a new day, a signed day, a day that the Lord has made, that we should all be glad and rejoice in it. We don't like this day. Which other day would you prefer to have other than Sunday? Today is yet another episode of Health Issues coming to your doorsteps from Richmond Media. At this moment, I will encourage you to extend your hands to others, for others to come and join us to benefit from what we are discussing this afternoon, which is very, very important. Could you please send the link to whoever that you can reach, invite friends and family to join us this afternoon as we discuss a very, very, very important topic, which is the amazing benefits of pure air, the importance of you breathing in and out. What does your breathing in and out? What does it do for you as an individual? How does the environment contribute to your health? I have with me once again my own brother, Mr. George Ackon. Brother George, you're welcome once again to Richmond Media. Brother George, you're welcome once again to Richmond Media. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the network is not very good. Yes, so just bear with us as our brother has disappeared, but very soon he will join us. To our listeners and viewers, we encourage you to continue to stay with us as we wait upon our brother. Whoever is watching us this afternoon, please count yourself a blessed, as this topic is life. Air is life. So therefore, call everyone to join us this afternoon. My name is Hanna Bimah. As usual, I've not changed. It's the same person with you this afternoon. Brother George is calling himself and he will be back as soon as possible. The network from Ghana is not helping us. So whilst we're waiting upon our brother, we can enjoy one of our songs. Oh, he is in. Sorry, he is in. So we welcome our brother once again to the platform. Brother George, you once again welcome to Richmond Media.
Thank you.
How are you today? I know the network is not helping, but with God, all things are possible.
Sure. By His grace, I'm doing well. And you?
Amen. By the same grace, we are doing great here.
We thank God.
Amen. Brother George, we're waiting for you, please.
Okay. I did not hear the question, just that I went off whilst I was
Oh,
waiting.
okay. That is true. Today's topic is about the amazing benefits of pure air. So, as I've
Sure.
already informed our listeners and viewers that air is life. So, therefore, this topic is very, very important. Therefore, I entreat everyone to invite as many as you can to join us this afternoon. Brother George Osubekin says Ghana network issues as usual. So sorry. Oh, you have changed, sister. Haha. Yeah, that's your sister. I'm stepping into your auntie's shoes. That's why I'm changing each and every week. Thank you. Brother George, as the topic demands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank to everyone. and I believe by God's grace we are doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's topic is very important about pure air. Very, very important. The reason being that it's one of the precious gifts God has given us, but we lessly appreciate its benefit. And those of us, our viewers and our listeners who are following the health trend now, you realize that there are so many maladies that even if most of our people paid attention to pure air and how to get it benefit, we would have been able to overcome a lot of conditions. That's why Richmond Media has put upon ourselves that then let's try to come up with this, because with this, the rich man can benefit, the poor can benefit without paying anything. So with the overview of this topic is very important because one, the Lord God who created us, because we are human beings and everything, air was created by God, and our being, we creatures, we were created by God. I always use him as my source when I'm talking about health. The Lord God gave his word to the ancient Israelites that one, if they will cleave straightly to him and do all his requirements, he would keep them from all diseases, such as he had brought upon the Egyptians. But this promise was given on condition of obedience. When you read Counsels on Diet and Food, page 26, paragraph 3, you realize that for you to get better health, for me to get better health, I need to obey the principles that guide my being. Therefore, suffering and diseases and death are the works of an antagonistic power. It means that whenever we violate to obey this principle, then it means we are listening to another voice. Then get hope that if Satan is the destroyer, God is the restorer. When you read a book called Ministry of Healing, page 113. Now we ask ourselves, why air? Then we also ask, then what is a disease? Because when we are able to know disease, we will appreciate why air in this context. So, per definition of diseases, according to a book called, I will encourage our viewers and our listeners to get this book. It's very important. Ministry of Healing. Whenever you go, even go to Play Store and you type in Ministry of Healing, you can get and be reading gradually. It will help us on how to live a better life. When you read the book Ministry of Healing, he defined diseases as this. He says that disease is an effort of nature to free the system from conditions that result from violation of the laws of health. What it's trying to mean is that I will have disease when I violate the laws of health. And one of the laws of health is over the laws of health. Whenever we violate the laws of health, and the laws of health is telling us to get pure air, but rather we are taking impure air, the results that the body will give us is what we will call a disease, and that is what is trying to mean. So what are the laws of health that the book is trying to mean? The same book, Ministry of Healing, page 127, and another book called 287, paragraph 3. It says that when you talk about the laws of health, so that our viewers and our listeners will know and try to see if the conditions they are following or they are going through is as a result of violating these laws. It says number one is pure air. Number two is sunlight. Number three is abstemiousness or temperance. Number four is rest. Number five is exercise. Number six is proper diet. Number seven, we'll talk about the use of water. Number seven is talking about trust in divine power. Number nine, we'll talk about cleanliness. Then the last one is talking about purity. So whenever any person, either you are on drugs or you are not on drugs, but you want to maintain good health, or you are on drugs, but you want to restore your health, you need to follow these laws of health in addition to whatever you are doing. And by God's grace, you will be able to get quick healing. So that's why we are taking the number one, pure air. In the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 6 and 7, you realize that in creation, God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. You realize that when you look at vegetations, our plants around, they all contribute to pure air. Therefore, it's important that we appreciate this lesson. Why? Because our cells, when you take the body, our cells are the basic units. Cells need three things: oxygen, water, and proper nutrition. And you can never get good health when you have impure air or deoxygenated blood. Therefore, when you want to get proper or better health, you need to, one, you get your nutrient from what you eat, but you get your oxygen from what you breathe. And that is what we are going to study. And that will contribute to a good blood, and that will help us a lot. Oxygen is part of the air that we are talking about. We have the oxygen, the carbon dioxide, and the others. But for us to get good health, we need oxygen, because we inhale oxygen. And oxygen is the one essential chemical for the cells that helps create energy. That is why when you are losing oxygen in your blood or in your system, then your energy level comes down. Then little things, you are feeling weak and easy tired. So air is very, very important. When we breathe in, as we are listening, our viewers are also watching. When you breathe in air, and that air is what we call the oxygen. And that oxygen enters the system. And when you breathe out, you bring out air, and that name is carbon dioxide. So pure air to retain in the system means that more oxygen to be able to retain in the system. And this process takes in and exchange approximately about 20,000 liters of air daily. It means air or pure air is very important to us, not any other air, pure air, because we want to talk about better health in its linkage to pure air. So this is the overview of the lesson. And now you realize that when we go deeper, a lot of cases are occurring now, of which most people are also neglecting the intake of pure air and how to even achieve pure air. So I hope this lesson will be a blessing to us all, for us to be able to appreciate the importance of this precious gift that has been given to us by God. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. Now that we have received the overview of the topic, what are some effects of inadequate pure air in the system? Thank you.
Yes, anything that God has given us, the good news is that it's very important and it contributes to our health, except that we fail to even acknowledge it and use it at the right way. And that can lead to our disease. And we don't want our viewers and our listeners to get disease, but to get ease. Okay. Effects of inadequate air in the system. It begins from pregnancy. You know that pregnant women who don't have adequate pure air, oxygenated blood, this pure blood is what is being supplied to the unborn child. Therefore, if you are a pregnant woman and you are lacking oxygen, it will cause difficulty in breathing. It will cause a lot of conditions, because your blood will not be oxygenated blood, or will not be a life blood. At the end, it will lead to giving birth to high-risk children. So pregnant woman who by means interfere with the pure air, either through smoke or the other things that we'll be mentioning on very soon. When your air you are inhaling is being polluted, you are at risk, or your child is at higher risk, the unborn child, and you might give birth to a high-risk neonate, either preterm or care, or you give birth, then the child might need to go through a neonatal intensive care unit to pass through a lot of treatment before you get a healthy child home. So one of the effects from, or we will start from pregnant women, is that it will affect you, the pregnant mother. At the same time, it will affect your unborn child, will cause a lot of conditions that will need to go to admission, and that will be at neonatal intensive care units, of which we don't want you to reach that stage. Another aspect too is that it affects even the color of your blood. When your blood is oozing out, some people it will be dark red, and some people it will be bright red. It doesn't mean that because someone is dark in complexion, that's why he's having dark blood, or someone is fair because of that is why he's having a bright blood. No, the color of your blood is even determined by the amount of oxygen you have, or you have in your system. So if you are a woman, you are menstruating, you always have dark blood, check it out. If you are a man, you also have a cat, or you realize that you are they are taking your sample, but you realize your own is dark red. It tells you that the amount of oxygen in your blood, and you need to work out on it. So when two people are going to take sample or blood transfusion or blood donation, and they take your sample and one is dark and one is bright, it tells you the amount of oxygen in the blood, but not the complexion. That dark people have dark red blood, and white people have bright red blood. No. So it affects your color too. So we need to also note that. Another aspect too is that as blood is circulating within your system, you realize that blood that goes to the heart initially will be without oxygen. So we will call it deoxygenated blood. Now, when it gets to the lungs, that is where pure air we are talking about, the oxygen is being mixed with your blood. Then you get a living blood, and that's what you are seeing on your screen. So when the heart pumps this living blood, you are likely to do everything with active and things. But whenever you have inadequate oxygen in your system, it affects the quality of your blood and all cells and organs within your body. So you begin to have dizziness. You begin to have pains because of less amount of oxygen in your blood. So it affects the quality of your blood. So individuals who are suffering from heart conditions or blood-related conditions, let's also pay close attention to the amount of oxygen we inhale or the amount of air that comes into our system. That is also important. When you have inadequate oxygen, that is pure air in your system, you have shortness of breath, or difficulty in breathing. With difficulty in breathing, less activity, you are panting because you need air, oxygen, which will give you energy. Because our previous slide, we said the air or oxygen is the essential chemical that gives us energy. And without oxygen, you'll be panting for air. So even just walking for a short distance, you'll be having difficulty in breathing. That explains why our individuals who are suffering from difficulty in breathing or struggling to breathe, when they are rushed to the hospital, first thing that they will do is that they will just put you in bed, adjust your position, then they connect oxygen. Why? Because that time, the immediate thing that we need to do instantly before we go ahead with any other intervention is oxygen. Another aspect too is Those who lack oxygen, not always in your system, but in your surrounding or in your room. Your rooms are stuffy and we are not getting quality circulation of air. You are likely to have recurrent of cold, and that is the rich man disease. And catarrh is for the poor. So either cold or catarrh, the same thing, but it depends on your pocket. So you have some individuals who always, when they enter their rooms, they are sneezing. It's a sign that your room is stuffy, or your office is stuffy, or your environment is stuffy. Then followed by running nose, then it follows. Then also some individuals who have inadequate oxygen in the system, because the lungs also is the factory of that to help with the exchange of the gases, the oxygen to retain, carbon dioxide to come out, can also have cough. So that also is another sign. So as we were saying, stuffy rooms, you always have sneezing. I use a male not because males have stuffy room, but it's same like women. So my dear men, don't take it to be gender balance. It's equal. So that's also important. Another aspect is that when you take the brain food is oxygen. That is why when you have less amount of oxygen, you begin to have dizziness. And dizziness is in two forms. Some people, it will be like the world is turning around, and if they continue to walk, they will fall. Some people too, it will be like there's lights out in the whole world, total darkness. And that is some people's also dizziness. When you want to walk again, you will fall. That's why some people also, when they are in stuffy room where they are not able to have quality air to breathe, they lose concentration. So they are mostly annoyed or irritated. So you see, at times you want to talk to your boss, your wife, or your husband, but you realize that your place, the person is sweating. He's not having quality air. Take your time. Just open things for fresh air to come before you can concentrate on whatever you are telling. Either the person is in a bus and is so stuffy that he's sweating. You see how they will talk to the drivers and the conductors. Same way is the brain. And the unfortunate thing is that the brain, blood that supplies the brain, contains oxygen and nutrients. And when some cells within your brain lack oxygen, it begins to die off, and you have what we call stroke. So we have a type of stroke that we call ischemic stroke. And with ischemic stroke, it means that less amount of oxygenated blood reaching a part of your brain cells, and the cells there begins to die off, and your type of stroke will be what air, fresh quality air is, and how precious, if we neglect, can contribute to even this huge condition, stroke. And if I will remind our viewers and our listeners, currently as we speak, stroke cases are on the rise. So we need to watch out. But we have the other type of stroke. But the second type of stroke that I'm talking about is the ischemic type. That is when there's less amount of oxygen-rich blood supplied to a part of your brain, and the cells begins to die off. So we need oxygen. If the body's oxygen level drops dangerously low within a matter of minutes, to the brain, it will lead to brain death, or the cells there begins to die off because of the oxygen deprivation. And that alone can contribute to this condition that most people are suffering from. So air is very important, and inadequate can lead to that. Another thing is also about myocardial infarction, and this is a condition relating to the heart. So we say that heart attack. As you are seeing on the screen, there shouldn't be a point where some part of the heart would be like black, but this is a case where there have been a blockage of the blood vessel supplying the heart, a part of the heart, and that blockade prevents blood, which is oxygen and rich in nutrients, supplied to that part, and that part begins to die off. And when that happens, most individuals begins to complain of heart condition, either chest pains or heart pains, palpitations, and co. And that's what we call the myocardial infarction. It's the cell death that has occurred because of less amount or inadequate amount of oxygen-rich blood to those parts. And when that occurs, the part that is not receiving oxygen-rich blood begins to die off, and our client or our viewers or our listeners who might go through this will likely to experience heart-related conditions. So these are some of the things that can affect or that can occur when there is inadequate amount of oxygen in your blood. It can affect your lungs because that is the factory to work on it. And you see, when you are not, your lungs is not receiving this rich blood and is beginning to collapse, you have what we call atelectasis. That is the collapse of the lungs. And when the lungs is being collapsed, we have learned that it will not be able to perform its work well. Then there can be what we call the pneumothorax or pleural effusion, accumulation of fluid in the air space in the lungs. And that is also something that we need to also look at. And some individuals who also don't have adequate air in their blood are also likely to experience joint pains. That explains why during the cold season, those with bone-related issues like the sickle cell, rheumatism, and things, that is where it comes to its peak. Then you realize that pure air, which is oxygen, that you don't buy, but you just open your room and receive freely, how precious it is. But when we neglect it and it's inadequate in our system, from pregnant woman to a child, to an adult, to aged, this is what can happen. And when it's totally out of your system, then we will confirm you deaf. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother, for giving us this important topic, going in deeply to give us the understanding of pure air. Now that we understand the effect of inadequate air in the system, can we please know some of our activities that affect the quality of fresh air? This reminds me, sometimes some people, even when they have the opportunity to have fresh air, they would rather use air conditioning, which cannot substitute the fresh air. So, brother, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay. This lesson is very important and precious to me, not because of anything, but because it's a law of health and it was given from above and it's from the creator's perspective. And when we follow it, no matter how deadly your condition is, it will contribute to its healing. Okay, but the most unfortunate thing is that some of our activities affect the quality of air we breathe in. It can be knowingly or ignorantly. Some people are doing things because they are not aware, while some individuals are doing things of which they are aware, but they tend up to violate that activities. Number one, individuals who sleep. You see, your living room, when we are talking about this air, it's not just only your body, but your environment, the room you sleep, the office you work, your anywhere you yourself will come in contact should have adequate circulation of pure air, because that is going to be the air you also breathe. But you have some individuals, after building their rooms, they have a glass window. Then also, aside the glass window, they have a heavy curtains. So they will always close their windows. Then also, in addition with the heavy curtains, then the air they will be breathing in within their room is either air conditioned air or the fans within their room. Individuals who prolongedly engage him or herself in this lifestyle, it will contribute to a lot of diseases. And even those who are suffering from conditions already and also engage in this lifestyle, it will delay your healing. So watch out. Individuals who mostly suffer from cold, catarrh, and those things, check out and look at the air you breathe. That is number one. Number two, smoke. With the smoke seen on your screen, I will take them one by one. You see individuals, they are at an air polluted area, either where they are, either farming, but with the farming, they don't know how to burn their bush and stand at a place. But as they are burning their bushes, they are also staying within and they are inhaling that smoke. Anytime smoke comes into the system, it affects the quality of air. So watch out. Number two, cigarette smoking. With the cigarette smoking, you inhale one, smoke. Number two, another harmful chemical substances that will mix with the smoke into your system. Then you have what we call the nicotine, and that nicotine will constrict your blood vessels, affecting circulation. So if you are someone who is inhaling smoke or smoking cigarettes, either a pregnant woman or a non-pregnant person, it tells you that this smoke can let you have impure air and you get the conditions we just mentioned. Some individuals have also sat down and realized that I will not take cigarettes because they are saying nicotine and things. So they will take shisha. But mind you, it's also smoke. So if you are engaging yourself in this form, as the woman is doing on the screen, you are inhaling smoke, and it will affect the quality of air God has given us, and it will contribute to a disease. The next one is some individuals who have been inhaling coir. They will set on the coir, and they will sleep in it. Let's see something. Research have proven that one mosquito coil that you sleep in overnight and inhale overnight is equal to 100 cigarettes. 100 cigarettes. Therefore, it continues to say that the smoke that emitted from a coil is 100 times stronger than the cigarette. And regular use of mosquito coil may lead to various lung infection. And finally, you become an agent of cancer. That is why research concluded that individuals who have made it their lifestyle, their bed, the head of their bed, then coil is there. They'll be inhaling. When some goes off, they will quite set another one. Regular doing it affect the quality of air you are breathing in. And mind you, most people do it also when they are sleeping. And when you are sleeping, you inhale a lot. And that can lead to a candidate of having lung cancer. That explains why most people or some individuals who suffer from lung cancer, but they are not smoking cigarette, but it might be as a result from the coil. And that's the research out there. Another aspect to it is that some individuals who use the local pot that you see on our screen, it's good you use it, but get a fan to fan it. Some people have used their mouth and turn it to fan, and they are using it to just set the fire on. And when it gets off and smoke is coming out, instead of them taking the proper thing to fan it, they are using their mouth. So as you blow the air, pull, and you are trying to reserve, you inhale the smoke that you blow. So mind you, those who use their mouth as a fan to set this local pot or to help it to burn, be mindful of it and take note of that. That is also a part that an individual can also affect the oxygen. You see, in 2018, 1.2 million persons died in India from air pollution. So it means those living in a congested area, air polluted arena, and they don't, from the air polluted area, they go to air conditioning room, come to air conditioning car. Weekends, they don't try to even visit the riverside, or they don't try to walk through nature during their free time to get quality air. Prolonged doing this affects your lungs, and it affects the quality of air you are breathing. It's also important. Another people too, these are how they affect the quality of air. They will just rent a room today or build a house today. They will paint the room today and they will sleep in it that same day. But you see, the higher scent from the paint that you are inhaling affects the quality of air you are breathing. And that explains why when an individual is in this room and is having a history of lung condition like asthma, and he wants to sleep within this environment, it triggers the episode and he will have what we call asthmatic attack. Because you and I are not having the episode or the attack, but it will give us like code, and now gradually will boost to this condition, is that we have a stronger air sac or lungs. But those who have already existing lung condition, when they encounter this house or this area as well, it triggers their episode and they are likely to get attacked and you'll be rushing them. So it's one thing. When you paint your room today, don't sleep in it today. That's one thing. Another thing is that some individuals have dustbins in their bedroom. And not bad as they would say, because they can put their paper in and things. But some people will let it be full. So if you have dustbins in your rooms, make sure you regularly empty them. Ideally, dustbins is waste, and waste shouldn't be in your rooms. But if you have it in your room, make sure it's not full, because that will also affect the quality of air you'll be breathing in your room. It's also another way some individuals affect the quality of their air. The next one too is that some individuals will buy new carpet. They will set it now today. Today, they are sleeping in that same place. So you see that there are some simple things that we are not paying attention to. So individuals who will sleep in this carpet that they are laid today with that high scent today, you see, after sleeping in it, the next day you have sneezing, cold, or mild runny nose. But we might not pay attention to it. But it tells you that when you make it your habit, it will go on deeper to affect your lungs. And that is the air factory within your system. So we need to be mindful. Then to our men and our women who also wear shoes, you realize that we polish our shoes for beautification, very important. But don't polish your shoes in your room that you'll be staying in it. So you are staying in that same room, polishing your shoe, putting it, and at times you see that even when you are polishing and the scent is, you are inhaling the scent, you see how uncomfortable some people also have. So it's very important that you polish it outside, then you let that higher scented scent go off, then before you can bring to your room. It's also an important thing. Dressing affects the quality of air. Some people will dress, as you are seeing on the screen, they will dress very tight clothing, affecting their breathing. And to a woman, also adding the corset weight. So you see, they are at your place, your program, but they'll be sweating. Not that the place is hot, it's very airy, but within they are suffering. The corset, too tight clothing. Then some individuals too, is about the perfumes they are using. Perfumes you are using for just the cosmetic purpose, and you want to get this nice smell. Yes, it's fine, but not the perfume you are using, because some perfumes that you are using, if it's not from the essential oils arena perspective, other harmful chemicals adding to your perfume, some use, and it affects the quality of air. That's why some individuals who apply perfume, when they reach some people who are already having lung issues, then they begin to have episode of attacks. Then you have asthmatic attacks. So it's also very important. Body odor, personal hygiene. Personal hygiene contributes to the quality air. When your dress is dirty and is smelling, that same air is what you are going to also breathe. And even if you are not breathing it, your second person is going to inhale it, and you will end up causing a lot. Our armpits and every place within our system that we know can contribute to accumulate sweat. Then with that sweat, generate bad odor. If you are fat, you see the fatty people, if because of the folds, skin folds and frequent sweating, and the person is also wearing tight clothing, so folds accumulating sweat, contributing to odor, and that can affect. Then you see that currently We have some individuals whom at the youthful stage, they were not having any asthma, but the work they are doing, they are having adult cancer, asthma. Why? Because the detergent, some detergent they are using. So the detergent you are using in your rooms, in your offices, can affect the quality of air you are also breathing. Then also we'll talk about the trees. Now most individuals, our places, we've cut down all the trees and we are not getting proper filtering of air. And the trees filters the air we breathe. We need to pay attention to those things. The trees we are cutting down without planting, that's what we call forestation. So the tree planting project, now you see in Ghana, mango is coming in season. As the mango has come and you are eating, don't be throwing the seeds away. You just pick it after eating, just dig a hole at some place and put it there and you go. When you are walking on the road, dig a place, put it there and go. By the time you realize it will be germinating, some years to come, you pass there and it will create shade. And that is also important thing. So these are some of the things that affect or can affect the quality of air. And if individual is having a lung-related condition already, like asthma or collapsed lungs and things, when they enter into this arena, they will get episodes and they will be begin to experience the symptoms. But those who are not having the asthma to get the episode, you see why most individuals occurrently are having episode of sneezing, cold, runny nose, and the rest. These are the onset of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother, for what you have given us. When you give us air, you have given us life. That's what everyone has to understand. At this moment, I would like us to know that indeed there is a concert that is coming at the Pempe Assembly Hall on the 23rd of this month, which is possibly next weekend. So, it's rather this weekend. So please make it a point to attend wherever you are in Ghana. At 4 p.m., make your way to Pempe Assembly Hall and you will hear ministration of songs, music that will give you fresh air, because as you open up your voice, you inhale air. And then as you begin to sing, you bring some air out as well. So please be prepared. And this will really give you a relief from all the troubles around, all the burdens around, all the problems that you are going through. Should it be a barrenness? What problem can music do? What problem can't music solve? What problem can't music eliminate? Please make it a point on the 23rd of March and you enjoy the benefit of you being at Pempe Assembly Hall. Coming right from Richmond Media Easter concert. Brother, now how can we get quality fresh air into the system? Thank you.
Very, 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 very important. Because after knowing all this, and let's say I'm someone who have been polishing my shoes in the room, who have been using a highly scented detergent in my rooms, and I don't know how to overcome it, then it means we've not done anything. Number one on our list is balloon blowing. Balloon blowing. You know, some people don't pay attention to simple things because God used the rejected things to glorify himself. So you realize that when it comes to nature's perspectives, the things that you don't value, that are the things that can heal you from a chronic conditions or a renowned conditions. Do you know that balloon blowing is very important when you want to, one, exercise your lungs to be able to work well on the oxygen that will come into the system and the carbon dioxide that will need to leave the system. That explains why when an individual goes through a procedure that affects the lungs or is having a lung-related condition, one of the lifestyle approaches is to be blowing balloon. So one, it's either you get the balloon and be blowing. Don't leave it for the child. The adults should also be blowing. And don't wait for Christmas before you go and buy a balloon, because that time is when it's in season. So that is one. But at times, because it also comes in seasons, there are some times that you not get it. If you not get it, there's a way out. Just get a glove. The gloves that they have, when you go to the pharmacy, you get it. When you go to the hospitals, you can get them. When you get the glove, then it's either you do it this way. You get a straw. Then you put the straw in the balloon, the glove. Then use either a solid tape or a plaster. Then you make a fix on the tip. Then you just seal it so that you can hold you can hold your straw and can be able to inflate the balloon, the glove well. So it's either you do it that way or you do it at what the doctor is also teaching the client, blowing the balloon. As you are blowing, you start blowing. When the balloon is well inflated and you are trying your effort to blow, that is where we are saying you are exercising your lungs. And it will help calm your nerves. It will help induce sleep. It will help accumulate more oxygen in your system. Beloved, be trying them. That is number one. Number two is that deep breathing exercise. Deep breathing exercise. So you see, even those who are renowned and doing presentations, when they are on TV or they are being interviewed, at times they begin to panic small. Then they'll tell them, breathe in and out and continue. So you see, if you are anxious about the crowd that you are going to speak to, right, when the person mounts the podium, he will take a deep breath before he starts his presentation. It tells you that, as we have talked about, air have effect on your brain. And when you have quality, adequate oxygen, it even boosts your morale. So deep breathing, that is where you either close your mouth, then slowly and deeply you inhale air through your nostrils. Then you wait for like 5 seconds. Then you exhale the air through your mouth. Then it comes out. That is deep breathing. Now let's see what the book Ministry of Healing talked about deep breathing exercise. When you read the book Ministry of Healing, page 177, it says that in order to have good blood, we must breathe well. This means some people are not having good blood because of the position. When they are sitting, they turn like this. When they are walking, they are always looking down. When they are coming, because they are longer heads with the other person, their head is not tilted upright. So we need to breathe well. Then full deep inspiration of pure air. Inspiration means inhaling of pure air, which fills the lungs with oxygen. What will it do? One, it will purify the blood. Then they will impart to it a bright color. So you realize that when we're talking about when you have less oxygen in your blood, we said when you have less oxygen, you have dark red color of your blood. So the book is also confirming that when you have more oxygen because of deep breathing in, it will even have impact on your blood color and you have a bright color. And it sends it a life-giving current. That is the energy we talked about. To every part of the body, good respiration will suit your nerves. So nerves is where the sensation, what will sense you or will trigger you to feel either pain or happiness. It's a nerve activity. So when you're having a deep breathing in, it will help calm your nerves or soothe your nerves. Then it will stimulate your appetite. You know, quality air, pure air, help your stomach and your digestive system to be able to work well. Work well in terms of digestion, work well in terms of how to boost your appetite, and it will render digestion more perfect. At the end, it will induce sound, refreshing sleep. So when we are talking about deep breathing, this one you don't need health insurance before you can get access to deep breathing exercise, but rather it's just free. You just have to do it and get all these benefits. All these benefits. So deep breathing exercise is another one. Another option is that if you are office worker or you are always in a congested area, at times go out, walk in nature, because life in the open air is good for the body and mind. So this explains why those people who are exercising indoors, we will encourage you to exercise outdoor, so that life in the open air can help with good mind and body. Then God's medicine for the restoration of health is air, pure air, good water, sunshine, beautiful surrounding. These are his means for restoring the sick to health in natural ways. So nature is God's physician and nature is God's medicine. No wonder it says that the pure air, the glad sunshine, the beautiful flowers and trees around your vineyard, and the outdoor exercises you are doing, oh, it all contributes to your better health. So walking in nature, walking or exercising outdoor is also another aspect. Then make sure your rooms are not stuffy. You open your windows so that pure air will come or have access to. Then another aspect is also about singing. Whenever you don't want to lack oxygen in your system, I will encourage you to be singing, because singing will help you to have quality air within your system, and you have a pure oxygenated blood as well. That is why I was glad when the announcement came that Richmond Media is calling you, come and let's dwell in the house of Prempe Assembly Hall, for that is where choral concert will be performed. And I was glad when I was going to meet the choir Ghana, the Adom choir, the Divine Choral, the KSTU NAS choir, the Family Reunion, the Celestial City choir, and our sister Dorothy and myself, because we will also sing. We will not agree because we are all part of the singers. We will all sing. So I was glad for moving from my region to Ashanti region to have an encounter with this choral concert, because it also contributes to how quality air will come into the system. So don't miss this coming Saturday's program, because it contributes to a practical aspect of how we can get pure air within our system. Then quality, adequate water intake. You know, water helps with the air we are breathing. And individuals who don't like taking water, the dirt, the filth that has occurred in the system, it will not be able to trap the dust or soothe the lungs for you. But rather, when you are taking in adequate air, water, it also purifies the air you are breathing in. That explains why whenever you go to the riverside, you can see sand there, but you will not see dust, because the water has an ability to also purify the air you are breathing. Let's begin to be opening our windows for fresh air to set in. Let's come out in our rooms for us to get adequate fresh air, not only in the air conditioned environment. And above all, we need to make sure that our postures, our positions will contribute to that. Note that thousands have died for the want of pure water and pure air. Who might have lived? When you read Counsels on Health, page 55, it says that thousands might have survived, but now thousands have died for that want, and we don't want you to die of that want. That's why we are encouraging you to appreciate this lesson and for us to get pure air within our system. Beloved, these are some of the things that can help us contribute to quality air within our rooms. and within our system. And I want to encourage each and every one to participate and practice whatever we have discussed today, especially the singing aspect, and partake in 23rd program, because we will also be singers that time. We will also be singers. On Saturday, we have ironed our things. We have polished our shoes outdoor. We are just waiting for Saturday to approach. Then by 2 o'clock, we are there waiting for the tray, so that when they are mentioning the names, when we come earlier, we can sing before them. And we also help exercising our lungs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother George, for your contribution to the benefits of pure air. Indeed, I say air is life, because without oxygen, it is impossible to survive and to accomplish whatever you came in this world for. Therefore, at this moment, I would like to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to my own Brother George. Without you, it is impossible to have this program being casted. Therefore, I say, may the good Lord continue to bless you, as we both say thank you to the whole world. There is one Sister Christiana Sapon says, good day, Sister Hanna and Brother George. Good day, Sister Christiana from Amsterdam. May the good Lord bless you as you continue to watch this program each and every week. The same time next week, health issues is coming right to your doorsteps. So please make it a point to attend and share the good news that you are having or you are experiencing, you are receiving from this platform. Share it to your friends and family, and also let yourself enjoy the benefit of you being here is to apply what we have learned from this platform that will give you long life with good health. To complete the salt, a bag of salt that you were given to come and enjoy on this earth, meaning you can enjoy the benefit of the fruit of your womb. Until then, the same time next week, my name is Hanna Bimah, and it is bye-bye for now. God bless us all.
Tina Miri Srewi Oyari Samway Miwo Jidise Woma Wansaswa Tuminina Bejanyo Miwo Jide Miwo Jide Miwo Jidisa Wadikana Emyo Tina Miri Srewi Oh Mawansasu Nayawama Juma Mawansasu Nayawama Juma Oh Uri Chichine Bino Suye Jame Unko Oyari Safwe Yewa Wejuma Oh